This week, we welcome our newest contributor to Mountain Lake Journal Extra. Mark Fraser is a naturalist who grew up in the Adirondacks. And there is nothing he loves more than exploring the forests, lakes, and wilderness, and then sharing his amazing discoveries. He's going to do that here on Mountain Lake PBS over the next several months, beginning with a new documentary that's premiering next Thursday night that shares some of the secrets of the northern forest.
Water, the source of all life in the heart and soul of the forest. It's here, at the base of this brilliant waterfall, that we begin our journey. As the water works its way between the rock, it actually brings minerals down to the water at the base of the waterfall. This creates not only a mineral-rich environment, but also an oxygen-rich environment, very important for many different species. Within the river stone, I spot a small tail of an amphibian. Upon closer observation, we see this is a really cool species. This is actually called the spring salamander. They breathe through their skin. Often we forget, when it comes to protecting wildlife, first and foremost, it's about having clean and healthy habitat. So the health of the entire forest is dependent on the health of the watersheds.
And Mark Fraser's with us now. Nice to have you here.
Great to be here. Excellent.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am the executive producer of the Nature Walks with Mark show. It's a conservation-based television series. What I try to do is spread information about the different species that live right in our backyard, right where we live. And the idea is I'm hoping to kind of repair the bond between people and the natural world. I believe first and foremost it's that place where if we can repair that conservation will really kick in. And basically the idea is try to get the public at large and the families and the kids out into the forest so that they can learn about the different species that are out there. You know, we see a lot of things on television, and a lot of times it's, you know, this amazing crocodiles or snakes, but they're usually from halfway around the world.
Right.
And we have these gems that are 10 feet from our house that are absolutely spectacular that most people never even see.
Well, tell us about your love of the Adirondacks. Where did that begin?
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you asked that. You know, I have a ton of family history back in the Adirondacks. As a matter of fact, you know, I was raised on stories of my father and grandfather. They actually lived in the bush in the Adirondacks, and they lived in the old way during the Great Depression. And the stories of the different species and the catamount and, you know, the different, and the bears. And, you know, for me it was a dream as a child to spend time and explore such a vast area. And I never lost that love or endearment. And as I get older, I just started to spend my life exploring, getting out into the backcountry, kayaking, learning about the different species. And the Adirondacks is probably the greatest example, and it's probably my favorite place on the planet because it's the greatest example of where nature and people can live side by side. And you can, you know, be out in your bird feeder and all of a sudden a black bear can walk by, or you can see some of these amazing species that are here.
You've produced a documentary that we're going to be showing here on Mountain Lake PBS called Secrets of the Northern Forest. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that Secrets of the Northern Forest was, it's a 30-minute high-definition film that was filmed in Franklin County, throughout the Adirondacks, in Clinton County, Lake Champlain, almost completely predominantly in this region. And it just demonstrates some of the jaw-dropping beauty that you can find in this environment, and also talks about the relationship between the ecological niches between the watersheds, the forest, and the soil. You know, a lot of folks forget that, you know, when you talk about habitat, well, habitat is a plethora. It's a combination of many different spots. So the health of the watershed and the health of the soil are related to each other. The health of the forest, they're all related. So if one is in peril, they all are. And the species that share those habitats, and you know, and the film is geared towards just the wonder of the species that you'll see right here in the Adirondacks, right in our own backyard.
You can watch Mark's documentary, The Secrets of the Northern Forest, next Thursday night at 9 here on Mountain Lake PBS. And you can watch more of his explorations and discoveries in the Adirondacks and Northern Forests as he takes us along on his nature walks. Watch for those in the coming weeks here on Mountain Lake Journal Extra.